Or why don't you have to press a button first before you do it?
I'm just happy you bailed me out of my fucking flop sweat.
Holy Jesus!
Rich, he's getting you in the later rounds here. You know that. Early rounds you were really good, but now he's just jabbing away.
I'm so stupid. I thought you were talking about the Scrabble game and giving me a boost. Keep talking about fucking Babiglia smashing balls.
Hey Sam, you got a question for JBL?
Well, have you guys talked about Unforgiven this Sunday on pay-per-view?
Unforgiven. That's all we've been talking about.
So much going on.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Very busy gentleman. Thank God JBL's a forgiven man.
JBL, when Meyer...
Thank God. I
JBL,
sure got off on the wrong foot.
What does it stand for, JBL?
Unforgiven? Jet
It just means it's unforgiven.
That's what his name means?
No, it's the name of a pay-per-view coming up where there's a world championship match, which I'm in, against CM Punk, who is our drug-free champion who says he doesn't drink or smoke. He calls it healthy. I call that boring.
Hit Mike. He'll have another one-man show in a month.
That's probably true.
See, he's doing a sleepwalking show.
Each other.
Just going at it. And it's uncomfortable.
Maybe this will help my sleepwalking. It's this calming juice.
Oh, see?
Yeah, I have a sleepwalking disorder. I have a hard time.
See, now we found an angle. How to sell the new product drink.
Yeah, and then maybe I'll try drank.
That could help your sleepwalking, and the hard time that could be helped by Mama Joanna.
In the hard times.
He's basically saying you don't get erections.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying,
he's saying
JBL?
if that's an issue.
Well, I'm saying it helps.
Yeah.
JBL, what do you recommend as far as investing in this climate that we're in right now?
The problem is the financials. They still haven't completely unfolded yet. House prices still have to come down. Banks aren't loaning money, so credit is deteriorating rapidly. So I would any type of renewable energy is
renewable
pretty big,
energy, as in
wind, solar.
wind power.
Yeah, solar, wind,
solar are going to be huge.
Turbines,
next 2 years.
Nuclear.
My accountant has me in lead hats. He said, buy lead hats. They keep the heat on your head.
It's like a Woody Allen joke.
Now, JBL, I've noticed, and this might be
has me in lead hats.
lead.
31.
This might be, but I've noticed a resurgence in my area of new construction again, which was really just dead. Houses were sitting there half built. Could this be a sign that maybe the housing market is coming back?
Around, yes.
It could be a sign that it's not completely dead. Unfortunately, housing prices, banks aren't loaning money. 80% of loans were securitized from 2001 till now. That's not happening, so you don't have a market for these loans to go to. So because of supply and demand, that's probably going to drive house prices down further. But you are seeing... bearer of bad news. You are seeing some resurgence in a lot of part of the world.
Good, because you know something? I think I bought exactly at the wrong time, just like everything else I do when I'm investing.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I turned $5,000 into like $320.
Yeah, it's just amazing how badly you can screw up on your own.
I tell you what, if Obama gets elected, you can get into a home, and if you can't pay your mortgage, he'll bail you out.
Yeah, apparently so. With
they're bailing out everybody else.
With money. People, the taxpayers.
I would assume you're like a McCain guy there, JBL.
I'm pretty much an independent. I don't like Obama's redistribution of wealth, which is what I think I think it's pathetic. I mean, these guys, you don't legislate ignorance. These people are too stupid to know they can't afford these homes.
Rich is talking
bad,
to you.
But you can't bail these guys out. Not with taxpayers' money.
Thank you.
Although my only debate with that would be that we do kind of bail out banks. We do forgive foreign debt.
It's true.
Like what bothers me, and I'm not a redistribute the wealth guy at all. But I am disgusted with the way if we need something in the UN, we'll forgive $10 billion in debt for some shit nation just to get them to do what we want. But yet people here are getting
Karl Marx. What else you got to say?
I'm only saying that there are better ways to, I think. But there are people who make a lot of shitty decisions. But the banks always get bailed out.
Well, no, not to mention, you want a president who's going to work towards not exporting jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, and building industry at home because we're losing our middle class.
Yeah, we are. The main thing you got to do though is lower the corporate tax rate,
so that rich people make more money, and then they don't pay their employees that well and give them health insurance.
So that businesses can afford to be here. They lowered the corporate tax rate in Ireland, and they went from 14% unemployment down to 4%. I'm not talking about lowering on specific individuals. I'm talking about lowering on businesses. You lower on businesses, they can hire more people.
If you take
but the jobs are kind of going.
If you raise corporate taxes. They have to make their money up somewhere. They're going to let people go. And then the taxpayers, it's supposed to be saddled with health care, sorry. You know something? There's no guarantee. I keep saying this country wasn't based on a guarantee of prosperity. You have a chance to be prosperous in this country, but there's no fucking guarantee that you're going to have health care and have a great job and be able to do. It's a chance. It's some part luck. It's part talent, skill, hard work, whatever it is. I don't know why everybody assumed all of a sudden that this country is this place where you come and you're guaranteed to be taken care of. It just doesn't. No, it doesn't work that way. Some people are going to be fucking left out in the cold. Sorry. Go to fucking Canada. They're all crazy up there anyway.
It's all bullshit. Their health care. You sit in You sit in a waiting room there for 2 days.
Yeah.
Health care.
Oh, all their free health care you hear about in Canada. Yeah, you sit there
for 2-3 days.
Why didn't fucking
There's got to be a balance between. You're right.
You don't see 6-armed kids being flown to Canada to have their arms chopped off.
Absolutely.
They come here to the old U.S. of A.
But there's got to be a balance between that and some people who really just can't get shit they need. That is, I'm not saying you fucking give it all away, but
you can't. Yeah, it's redistribution of wealth, just like Mr. JBL said.
The country can't adopt you. I mean,
right, it's socialism.
You got to be on your own.
Sure.
And I'm against these bailouts of these companies. I mean, you got Goldman Sachs down here. That is a fantastic company. They don't get any money, but all of a sudden you have Bear Stearns turn into just a disaster, and the government backs them to $30 billion. It's just we're legislating ignorance, and we're backing bad business decisions, which is contrary to the American way. It's what works in Sherwood Forest, but doesn't work here.
And I'll tell you another thing about health care. You got somebody like Tippy Tom. Do you think he's got fucking insurance? He spent time in the hospital getting his legs taken care of. You could walk into an emergency room in this country and get taken care of.
When you're that bad, you can.
Of course you can.
But to prevent yourself from getting that, and I'm not talking about people that abuse the system, but like he has to basically be having his leg needing amputation.
Well, it's because he's stupid.
Yeah, and plus he drinks a lot and he shits his pants. I mean, I'm not saying there's not issues on Tom's side either.
Sure.
I'm saying Tom's responsible.
Yeah, but what is healthcare right?
I just think we could stand to have someone in the White House who's looking to create prosperity versus sitting on our prosperity, which is what our president does now.
Well,
he's in the last 8 years. He's basically because he's in bed with all the oil companies, and he went to a war for oil, and that's all.
I don't see it as a war for oil. I see it as a war for bullshit. But as far as I think it's more of a war for this guy wanted my daddy dead, so I'm gonna hang him, have him hung.
$2 trillion, $3 trillion.
But nothing's gotten done.
More than anything.
Oh, absolutely. I'll agree with that. I'm not a big fan of George W. Bush, that's for sure. The guy, he hasn't done. Most presidents you see every so often, they sit down in the White House and they're signing things, working. And they give their pens out, they hand the pens out, they sign bills. I remember seeing Clinton doing that all the time. He was just signing stuff. George W., I haven't seen him. He hasn't done shit far as...
He's good at fly fishing.
In fairness, to sign something, you got to be able to read. And I'm not sure our president.
Don't talk about Rich Voss.
This isn't about the war. This is about spending. The problem is spending. If you're going,
but spending $3 trillion on a war puts us in debt, and it makes our money worth less
You're
around
talking about
the world.
spending several $100 billion a year, which is too much. I agree with that, but the problem is you got to take it out somewhere. No matter the justification of the war or not, put that aside. You got to take it out somewhere. And these guys are spending like they have the money to do it, and they don't. You had $100,000 in the last Iraqi war bill for a Punxsutawney Field Museum. Now the guy,
you can talk about pork barrel stuff all day. You can have kind of incidents all day. That's not a real argument.
No, it's a huge argument.
No. Isolated examples are not an argument.
These assholes would be in jail if they were in the private enterprise. These congressmen would be in jail if they did that in private enterprise. But they're doing it here, and they're getting away with it. So it's not.
Yeah, in those incidents, absolutely.
It is status quo, but status quo sucks.
Yeah, but you know what? When Clinton came into, all I know is when Clinton came into office, we were $2 trillion in debt, and everybody says no one could balance the budget, and he tried, and he did, and we ended up with a surplus.
Decimating
he cut back on
military
CIA.
Intelligence. Yes, he really
struggle. There were more attacks on Americans and on American soil and on Americans during his administration than any other administration Okay.
On American soil, there's only one.
Well, I mean, on American American soil.
Rich, if we know anything from 9/11, it's that
Only
they
one.
planned these things for 10, 11 years before they even happen. That's why this argument is so bogus when they say we haven't been attacked the last 7 years. Yeah, they're working on it for 012, assholes.
Oh, shit. Well, who is it, Mike?
So they're that
What do you
smart.
mean?
Tell us.
Oh, bullshit. So they're that smart that they're sitting around. They're just planning because they're that much smarter than us.
Did you follow the 9/11 investigations
Wait, but
at all?
do you know how many attacks have been deterred since Bush has been in office?
I don't know.
17.
How many, Rich?
Well, we know at least Seattle.
Yes, there were.
Throughout the world, in Italy, Spain, there has been trains blown up, people killed all over the world from Arab extremists. It's not happening in this country now. Why? Because Bush put money in defense. Clinton took away money from defense. He knocked down the CIA. Bush brought it back. See, so we're a little safer with him in office. I don't know. There you go. Let's get back to Scrabble.
I agree with that last part when you said I don't know.
Who's winning in Scrabble?
I'm up. Well, we're taking a break, but
I can't concentrate. I'm getting all fucking consonants.
It's 181 me, 72 him.
Whoa.
Wow.
Jimmy,
I
what's
actually
up?
thought you were beating me by more. Wow.
Rich Voss is kicking your ass in Scrabble?
Yeah. Well, give me the. I had
The fuck happened?
At one point, I had 2 I's and 2 fucking V's.
And right now you have
VV.
And right now you have excuses.
Jesus.
I heard you.
It's the new wireless service, VV.
Rich would have a harder time playing the child of a certain candidate.
I can't believe
Give yourself the card.
I can't believe I'm losing a political argument to a fake wrestler.
Now he's going to have to show you a fake move. That'll give you a real concussion.
Let's vote on the fake move. Let's vote on the fake move.
Shows you how bad your communistic views are. You're losing to
Hold
me.
on. Can we please get a...
Hold on. His driver wants to say something.
Oh, shit. Oh, Rich Voss, no. No, you didn't.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead.
You said the fake wrestler. You know, he's...
Yeah, I said the fake wrestler.
Yeah, he did. But the thing is, he gets paid to be booed. You got booed off stage at the violin show. Go by yourself.
Oh, they get mad. I got paid very well, actually.
My driver just hammered you. That's pretty good.
And lawn man.
I get paid to boo. I get paid to get cheered.
This guy knows everything about the Opie and Anthony show.
Oh, that's nice.
Everything.
He's in the car all day.
Yes, I do.
Right?
Joe Villa.
Yeah, I do.
Watch what Joe could do. Obscure Opie and Anthony knowledge right now. You can work around the room if you want. What do you got?
Let's see.
Don't talk to me. I'm too sleepy for my beverage.
It's a delicious, relaxing beverage,
That's
isn't
great
it?
packaging.
Well, Jimmy just had no surgery.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
you know,
Did well.
hopefully he's doing better. You doing better,
I'm
Jimmy?
trying to have it made bigger so I could do well in show business.
Rich, that was a Jew joke.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Sam's birthday coming up on Saturday. Turning
Wow, yeah.
24 years old, I believe. 25.
25? And you're like little cherubish little kids still.
Antholini going strong.
Really?
JBL.
I
Right.
think.
Maybe you need an update?
JBL, your assistant seems so smart. Do you see him filling your shoes
Okay.
someday?
I may not have listened.
Yeah, with Goya beans. And when is your parole up?
That's cute.
That's not cute, is it? All right, that's cute.
He's learned a few things from hanging out with the wrestling guys. He could kick your ass. Rich.
I'm sure he could.
Yeah.
I know you
He's a
don't
fucking
know
boxer,
karate, but-
stupid.
Joe is a boxer.
Yeah, I do. I do.
No, he's got a box cutter.
Oh.
What was?
Wow.
Was it bad?
Wait, hold on.
If Anthony would have shut up.
Just because his skin is a mild tint?
Yeah, it was a stereotype, stupid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't believe me. I don't disagree that like the lighter you get, the more honest you get. But he's a boxer.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
would
I'm
kick
sure
your
he
ass.
is.
Show him one of your karate moves.
Yeah, show him a karate move, Rich.
You wanna
Show
see
him
a
that
karate
kick.
move?
I don't want to do anything. I got a bad kidney. I'm not going to get my ass kicked by a guy that has nothing to lose.
I didn't say spar. Just do a
We're
little.
not gonna fight each other. Do some kind of karate thing.
What do you want to do? You want me to do a good kick?
Yeah. JBL, watch this.
Go over
Watch
there.
this. Here you go.
It's a great JBL from WWE, Unforgiven this Sunday on
What do you want me to
pay-per-view.
throw?
He's got this
It's been a while.
anti-energy drink called Drank.
Here he goes.
Watch, Joe.
What's he doing?
He's
Wow.
You can't even see that.
Look at Master Pose looking at your technique, too.
Yeah, sidekick.
Don't kick by his face.
It's okay. His legs are too short to reach me anyway.
That's why you couldn't see those little tiny gnat feet.
Is it weird to be in a building that's not boarded up?
I don't get it.
Nothing. Oh, come on, let's keep playing.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to bail out of that one.
Not going back to Scrabble.
Those weren't bad kicks. Were those bad kicks, Poe?
They were okay.
They were okay. For a guy that doesn't work out, doing karate, 51 years old.
Stop giving yourself different asterisks. You look for a guy that was once attacked in an alley with a hammer and the brain was beaten out of him.
The only way you can get more boring is if you had a whole can of drink.
Rich Voss looks like a level 1 villain in a action game. He looks like Glass Joe or
Keep going. Keep going.
I wish I had a better example.
To yourself.
Damn it.
I'm just trying to do some comedy. I don't have a good example, though.
Keep trying.
Yeah, I know. Horrific.
We agree for once.
We do
We're on the
agree.
same side, yeah.
We do agree. I own the building, you rent. Let's go.
Oh, was that a Jew joke?
Yes, it was.
That's good.
JBL
Why am I going after him? I like the guy.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with
Everyone's
you.
sparring today because
friends.
Voss has childhood issues.
He does.
Yeah, I slept walk as a kid.
Why are we talking to me, though? JBL's here.
Exactly.
Because he's as boring as a hangnail. You seem pretty excited.
Holy shit! Hangnails are fascinating, right?
Maybe we were
Boring.
You're playing Scrabble on radio, and you're calling me boring?
Oh, that's right. He was giving
losing to a guy who got booed out of the comedy club.
No, he's not playing.
Comedy club.
It wasn't a comedy club. It was a theater. Outdoor
Wasn't
theater.
a theater either, dumb fuck number 2. It was a fucking outdoor arena.
That's like theater, outdoor arena.
It was like
What's
10,000 people. Some say 11 or
It was
12.
only
Am I gonna
10,000.
die
It's about
after the
10.
show today? Am I gonna get
Why
killed?
no.
when we
Why
walk out
are
of the
you going
building?
on stage?
I'm at the chart room in
dying right now.
Sterling, Massachusetts.
Why don't you just say
Rich.
how many points?
17.
Whoa, you're getting better.
Yeah,
Jimmy, you got a
JBL
little
comes in,
comeback?
gives us some great information and
we were talking some good
on the
politics.
economy and stuff and politics, and you call him boring. That's great, Rich.
Yeah, wonderful, Rich.
That's good.
Hold on, we got someone that is mad at Ant. He's from Toronto. Matt,
What did I do?
Matt in Toronto.
Oh, here we go.
Hey.
All right,
Professor
Canuck.
Anthony, I got a world of respect
42.
for you.
Thank you, sir.
I have no fucking clue where you're getting your statistics on the healthcare system over here because it's not anywhere close to as bad as what you're making it out to be.
What, your health care in Canada?
Yeah, it's
All
not-
I hear from people, and I'm talking Canadians, is the fact that you have to wait and wait and wait for operations,
I have to
procedures.
wait a lot.
But if we wait 2 days for an operation, we're not losing our house because we have to pay for the operation. We're not going into massive loads of debt to do it.
And the problem with waiting, though, is waiting in a waiting room full of Canadians. Canada's not that bad if you got rid of the Canadians.
Hey, JBL.
I think he went to the. I think he's got the joke book.
JBL?
JBL,
Yes, I'm here, yes.
He borrowed Voss's joke book.
Quick question, sidebar. Now that I've ranted at Professor Anthony, do you really enjoy that drink?
Absolutely.
Ramon, somebody fuck JBL in the head with a drink and squirt him in the ass with some caca.
Oh, God. Could be. Yeah, I think that
really hurt
guy
Ramon.
officially destroyed the Ramon bit.
Wow.
Jimmy can never do it again.
Next time, just try. Oh yeah, that's about the equivalent. Or your mama. That's
Wow.
You Canadians are fine people.
JBL, I want to apologize on behalf
making
of
fun of his drink?
Everybody.
You started it.
I know I did.
You did start it.
I did start it,
That's
but
true. You did start it.
the lack of respect for this guy who is you know, a lot of wrestlers, they go through wrestling and they go through that career and they end up fucking brain damaged.
Yeah.
And
JBL, why are
broke.
you- yes.
JBL is a smart, educated guy, and look at him. He's got a products out there. You got a boner thing going on. Tell us about the boner stuff. What is this?
No, he gives you the boner. and
Mama
then he,
Juana, it's an energy drink for men. It raises your testosterone level, your libido,
Ooh.
raises your energy level, all natural.
Nice.
It's a fountain of youth. Makes you 19 again.
JBL,
Wow.
why are you wrestling at this point?
I enjoy it.
With all these skills.
I love
the
it.
entrepreneurial skills you got.
I grew up watching wrestling. I love it. I absolutely love it. I always wanted to be a wrestler. I got a chance. I broke my back a couple years ago in a match in London and got a chance to come back and wrestle, and I'm enjoying
Jimmy
it.
in a rest area.
What's that?
Nothing.
Make sure you press the button, boss. I have a question for JBL. Have you ever? No. All right, I won't ask it.
No,
then.
go ahead, Mike.
No, Mike, we'd love, please.
All right.
Someone's got to ask him a
Some of us
question.
don't want to drink to drink.
This isn't insulting because I think the
Nice
WWE
preface.
stuff is great. Have you ever considered like real wrestling, like Olympic wrestling? That kind of
Actually,
thing?
Oh, yeah, at 95.
Yeah, at 95. No, I'm too old. We actually had a tournament in the WWE years ago. It was a legit, straight-up tournament.
Yeah.
It was a hybrid tournament between boxing and wrestling, and I was in that.
Wow.
Made it to the finals and made a bad mistake. I fought sober and got caught by a left hook by Bart Gunn.
I'm gonna say that was a good question.
I forgot about
I remember that one.
I forgot about
Holy
that.
shit! Yeah, I remember that one.
That's
wow.
That's when Vince was losing his mind, man.
Yeah.
I want people to beat the shit out of each other. That's right. Start punching each other for real.
I forgot about that. They went legit for a while with the boxing and everything.
It's the Brawl for All.
Yeah.
The Brawl for All.
Was
The
it
Brawl for All.
Butterbean part
He
of
knows
that?
everything. Well, Butterbean came in at like WrestleMania, I think 15, to fight Bart Gunn after the Brawl for All.
Right.
Ah, how did that end up? He rocked him. Butterbean won the fight. Butterbean, big fucking
He's like
volcano-looking guy.
Groupie. Look at you. You're like a little fan bitch after a reality show. Look at him.
Sam loves his wrestling.
Sam knows everything about
I got a present
wrestling.
for you, a wrestling one.
Have you guys seen my JBL hat?
Yeah, can I see it?
Yeah, it's
No,
nice.
really
You can.
see it.
You see with your eyes.
He gave you that?
We saw it on
Yeah.
a naked cowboy in Times Square.
It's on TV. It's
Sam, let me see it, please.
Wow.
He can't even fit it on
oh
his
my
hat.
God, that afro.
Sam, let me get a picture of you in the JBL hat.
All right, well, from a distance.
No, get over here.
Well, you can see
Sam.
me 'cause there's a zoom. I have a question for you.
Yeah, wrestling question?
Yes, about wrestling. Vince McMahon. Give me an update on his condition.
Yeah.
Any news on what happened when he was caught under the lights and that equipment, and then that was it. What happened? Update.
No, Ant's talking about that fake thing he did.
No, he was very injured. I hear. Yeah.
They're doing the right thing and keeping it private.
Still,
The family is dealing
why
with
are they
it.
milking this fucking storyline for God's sake?
Well, Shane and Stephanie are in charge of the company in the interim, and Mike Adamle has been named GM of Raw, so they're carrying on with business as usual.
When will Vince make an appearance so he can show that he's okay?
Hopefully, well, again, I don't know. They're keeping it private,
How
so
long-
hopefully he's okay, and he'll be able to make a full recovery and come back.
How long of a vacation does this guy
I know,
need?
really.
Get back already.
Vince McMahon does not take vacations.
What is he getting, a facelift? What is he getting done?
He's got to be getting some work
Oh,
done,
yeah,
right?
getting some
Is that
work
it?
done.
Wow, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, he's got
I
something
bet he
going
is.
on.
He had
Liposuction? What's he
a
doing?
giant screen fell on him.
Yeah, sure.
His
he did.
face is going to be all pulled back. Let me tell you something. Collagen lips. I got kiss my
Killer Kowalski.
Yeah.
The great Killer Kowalski.
Yes.
passed. JBL, any words on Killer? On KK?
Yeah, Killer made Giant Baba in Japan. One of the stories. Killer was such a huge name when he went over there and lost to Giant Baba. That's what made Giant Baba in Japan. Killer was a tremendous.
I don't know who Giant
bad guy.
Bob is.
Giant Baba was probably
Baba,
the greatest wrestler in Japan. He and Antonio
Bob
Inoki.
Kelly. Giant Baba.
Antonio Inoki was the guy who fought
Right.
Muhammad Ali back in the 70s.
Sure.
He had one territory, and the other territory that was owned was by Giant Baba. Very similar to Vince McMahon and Ted Turner here
Why
in the
didn't
United
Vince
States.
grab Giant Baba?
Because Bob was making all the money himself over there.
He was making the yen, right?
He was making all the yen.
Making the yen. Sure.
Haystack Calhoun, Gorilla Monsoon. Who do you pick?
No,
on
no,
this
it's who
one?
Haystack Calhoun is.
What do you think his name is?
Oh, my.
I don't know, Andres the Giant.
That's all right. Haystack Calhoun. What's his name?
Haystack Calhoun.
Haystacks Calhoun, right?
Yeah.
Or is it stat? Hey, what?
I think it's plural, isn't it?
Is it?
Haystacks?
Okay.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. I don't know. Who's winning the game? It's an exciting Scrabble game. I think Rich is really kicking Jimmy's ass.
225 to 89.
What happened,
Close.
Jimmy?
Jimmy, what's
Are
going
you
on?
just getting bad letters, or are you
I have a
stupid?
7-letter word. I'm just debating. I'm trying to get a better one.
Is this actually? There is a Scrabble game on the pay-per-view event. Unforgiven. Is that true?
No, we're not mad at our fans.
Why didn't you put it?
Joking.
That's a good one.
No,
man.
you're not.
We got any wrestling questions out there on the bleachers?
Oh,
Maybe?
my
Hey,
God.
you know what, though? I was in a beer drinking contest one time on pay-per-view, and Stone Cold Steve Austin broke my nose.
For real?
In a beer drinking
In a
contest?
beer drinking contest.
What happened? You were winning?
No,
or-
he went to throw a pitcher of beer in my face. It was glass, and it slipped out of his hand, hit me in the nose, and broke my nose.
Holy shit.
Wow.
In a beer drinking contest. I had a broken back. He had a broken neck. They told us no physicality no matter what happens. And, and he breaks my nose.
I feel like that's what's going to accidentally happen to me after this interview.
Yeah, oops. And a can of this goes flying at your face.
I sent Steve a picture today. Steve went to Michigan recently, and apparently he shot every deer in Michigan because he sent me all these big buck pictures. And I was down in Texas, and I had a possum in my garage, and I shot it, and I sent him a picture of it because that was about the biggest thing I've ever shot.
Wow.
A possum?
A possum.
What did you shoot him with?
22.
Okay.
Jesus, that story's like a verbal Scrabble game. Nobody cares.
The guy, what?
JBL, no.
What's wrong with you?
I would,
Look him in the face
oh
when you
man,
say that.
I would just love to hear the next thing out of Rich is this. I think as all the air leaves his lungs.
I think every time Rich speaks, we should go to commercial.
Oh, see, Rich.
That was good, Mike. You used that one already. I'm trying to get punched in the teeth
Last
so I
time
don't
I
have
said
to
you
pay
should
the
press the button after
$30,000.
speak.
I'll punch you in the teeth.
Really?
You won't sue me, though?
Yeah, I don't want to spend the
He'll
$30,000.
sue- Yeah, he's not going to sue. What rhymes with sue?
Why don't you say it to JBL instead of looking off to the side?
I'm not saying anything.
Look
I
right
don't
into
even
his
know.
eye.
Look like?
And say that.
Say what?
What you were saying. You were trashing him.
I'm a big fan. Good luck with the soda pop.
Soda pop with the sleepy soda.
Good luck with your soda pop, son. Think you got a future in this.
I'm a big fan. You know what? I'm trying to do this and
Wait.
this. I'm sorry.
Why are you a big fan of JBL?
Because he's conservative. That's one.
Okay.
Two, he's a businessman. He
You
goes
wanted
after
to say
something.
entrepreneur, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you did.
God.
I could tell.
Because he's not, he hires minorities. He's everything that this country wants. He's everything.
Joe's taking
no,
a
I'm
mic.
just saying
It
there's
takes
nothing
you
wrong with it.
so long to get
wait,
out
Joe's
a
got
thought.
something.
So when you get out the thought, I'm like, it took that long for that thought?
Hey, I'm not a minority.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a loan officer either.
I'm actually Italian.
That was good.
No, it
I'm not
wasn't.
a loan officer either.
Yeah,
You're Italian?
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
I'm
getting
sorry.
From the
fake
Bronx.
laughs by the bouncer, by
And
the
I
way,
could
boss.
actually probably do that Bronx Tale scene a lot better than you did.
Oh.
By the way,
Yeah,
I want to
knowledge
know
is power.
with those cocktail frying fingers, how do you pick up the lettuce?
How do I pick up the letters?
Yes.
Now, when you're going with traffic to the east side,
Are you making fun of the fact that he's driving JBL?
No, there's
I was
nothing wrong
feeling
with
good
that.
about myself because I trashed Voss earlier, but then the driver trashes him, and I'm like, oh, he's good too.
oh, you really got me earlier.
Louie, you've owed me $20 for 2 months. What do I do?
We're gonna
not
go
the
to
joke, it's
commercial, but definitely pick up Drank, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not at this.
Anyhow,
Unforgiven.
just his political issues are enough for me to be on his side.
Like that.
That's all. That's
And
all.
obviously for the hunting story, you're a gun owner. You like what, target shooting?
Well, no,
I'm
I'm
not
not
talking to
I
you.
believe in guns.
I'm not talking to you.
No,
I'm
I like
sorry.
target
Great
shooting.
JBL.
Actually, I like shooting more than I like hunting. I'm not
Yeah,
a big
that's
killer,
exactly what I am. I'm not like a hunter. I don't like hunting, but I love shooting.
Love shooting
You have
things.
to leave the house.
What? Yeah, I leave the house when I go. I go down to the range. I don't like going to the range. What state are you from?
Texas.
Texas.
I
Oh,
live here in the city.
you lucky bastard. You can just go into a drugstore and buy a gun. We got to go through in New York? It's a pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. But, we can carry it concealed.
Anthony, there's one more thing we want to do with JBL as we promote his anti-energy drink that's called Drank.
I love the packaging. I love the product. I love the idea behind it.
What would you say the sexual orientation of the packaging would be? If you
I
were
would
gonna
say
go one way or the other?
fag.
Okay.
And no, absolutely not. It's a calming color. That's what I've noticed.
You might want to pour it into a cup.
It wants you to.
You don't want to be caught, carrying the can around?
Yeah, you pour it in a cup because the color is calming. It makes you want to just lay your head on a pillow, perhaps face first, but it will make you sleepy.
This is the color they paint bathhouses with.
How would you know that, Rich?
I couldn't get the mic in my face fast enough.
Why would you do that to yourself? How would
That's
you
a
know
good
that?
one, Rich. This tastes just like cum, but only on Tuesday.
Smooth, Rich, smooth.
Could you pour it through a hole in one of the stall walls?
By the way,
Rich Ross will be at the Orange Julius in Worcester, Massachusetts this weekend.
I want to tell JBL, this is the new thing, anti-promotion. So this is going to work for your product, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Trust us on this one.
Anti-promotion, anti-energy. I like it.
Yeah.
Come on here, bash the product. Make people feel bad about buying it.
I got it. One more thing I want to do with JBL.
I like it. I like it too. I like the taste of it.
Unforgiven.
He can't help
Sunday, pay-per-view, WWE. The gay wrestling moves, Sam. I think we should play the real gay one for JBL and get his opinion. We've noticed that some of the finishing moves are a bit gay. And we made Sam come up with the top 5.
Top 5 gay finishing
Maybe we
moves.
should ask JBL. He's been wrestling a long time. What's one of the gayer moves where you're like,
I don't like that one being used on me.
I don't like this one too much.
Yeah.
Stink face.
The stink face was
that
bad.
was pretty bad.
That's bad.
Especially comes from what the ass it came from.
Yeah, that's pretty awful move. That was where a guy would be in the corner.
But
pretty
not
much
a guy.
knocked
You're
out.
talking about Rikishi, who had like a 3-ton ass.
Yeah, so the victim is in the corner, pretty much groggy, almost knocked out. And then Rashiki, with a huge, giant ass, would come over and just put the guy's face in the crack of his ass and smear it around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Mike all of a sudden looked over at JBL like, what the fuck are you?
That's
business
gay,
are you
gay and experimental.
Yeah.
Is this the gayest one, Sam?
Yeah, I think this is number 1.
Yeah, JBL. Do you know these wrestlers?
No, I do not.
They wrestle overseas, Sam?
Yeah, they're from Japan. I think the guy's name is Danshoku Dino. And this is his Danshoku driver.
You want to see this, JBL?
Danshoku driver.
We'll explain after JBL sees.
Right. Oh, he's pulling his...
See, he pulled... So he's pulled down his pants.
And he's coming at him cock first.
Yeah, cock first. He's got
the guy's stuck in the corner.
And his ass is showing. And then he shoves his gold thong right into the guy's face, cock first. That's not all, JBL. Then he opens up the G-string, puts the guy's head in, and then power drives his head to the mat.
And does a little pile driver there. It's a
pile driver.
And then he pins him with his dick on his face.
Yeah, JBL is stupefied. Now, JBL, I know you love wrestling, but if Vince McMahon came to you and said, I got a good idea.
I got some finishing moves I've been watching in Japan.
that I want to try on you in my office.
That would have to,
How quickly would you leave wrestling if they told you to do that move?
Pretty quick. As in right then.
Yeah.
All right, I got all you wrestlers together to tell you it's boners in the mouth for all of you. That's right, boners in your mouths. Every finishing move has to consist of a boner in your mouth.
Wrestling's like it's like being a coke addict.
What does that
All right,
mean?
stop the music. Stop the show. Stop everything. Stop the earth.
Stop the bit.
What was that?
What does that
First
mean?
of all, what's a coke addict? The top of the house that stores cocaine.
Can you please go already?
And Frank
I
hid
got
in
a
the
7 letter.
attic.
I'm just trying to figure out a better one.
Hey, Mike.
Sorry, a little
Mike,
late. I'll crash myself.
I hear what you said.
It's okay, and I won't say it again.
Mike in Cleveland has a very good observation about the show today.
Does he?
Mike, yes?
Yeah, how you guys doing today?
Good.
You know, Oprah's talking about anti-promotions. Rich has got the brand new kind of comedy, anti-humor.
Oh, Rich.
Oh, got me. Rubber glue, got me. Anti-humor. Whoa. Oh, wow. Who's writing for you, Babiglia?
Oh, why you had to bring it back to Mike? Mike's been behaving for 45
No, he
seconds.
hasn't. Jesus.
45
Fucking
seconds.
double agent. Jesus.
That's my job, you idiot.
Opie is what they call a
My
shit
spot.
stirrer. He doesn't take sides. He stirs the shit.
I get a new shit paddle every day.
I love this though as a trend. I think we should have more callers defeat boss.
Yeah. Is Roland here? I want proper promotion for this drink.
By Roland.
Yeah, Roland will give you
Roland
a fine
David.
promotion there, JBL. You watch this. Here comes Roland. Joe, you know who Roland is, right?
Yes.
What can you tell people about
I do know Roland.
I no, I don't watch wrestling.
You don't watch wrestling?
No, I've never seen it.
All right, well, I want you to promote this this drink of JBL's. It's called Drink.
Roland, I've never seen you either. So we're even.
Roland is.
Roland, I want you to try, too.
Roland books a lot of our guests. He's a very sweaty guy.
So, I want you to try
What do you
it,
think?
All right, he's trying the drink.
He does the typical.
I don't think he needs anything to slow him down, though.
All right.
Oh, Jesus.
Was that Rich?
No, I'm just saying
shit.
you're a calm guy. I'm just saying you don't need anything to slow you down.
You don't want to
He's
get on.
judging you.
You don't want to get on Roland's bad side.
No, you don't want to fucking get on his bad side.
Bad side.
Really?
Not bad.
Yeah, it's taking me a week to get to the other bad side.
Rich Voss, you can see him on Letterman. No. Leno, no. Kimmel, no. Oh, wait, you might be able to see him on QVC. No. Wait, CW11, the shit channel. I'll see you on.
That was
Go
good.
fuck yourself. Goatee motherfucker. You tan. You're the only tan Jew in the world.
All Jews are tan.
Ooh, I'm rich. Go fuck yourself.
Holy shit.
Any more fat jokes? Stupid fat fuck.
Look at
See, Trish, how I talk every day I'm in here, and that bothers you? That really bothers you?
Yes.
Then get on the fucking treadmill, stupid.
Treadmill?
Treadmill. Treadmill.
Let me go show my piggy bank, Rich Voss's bank account.
Oh, really? My bank account?
Look at Spider go.
I've been around for 8 years. So fucking what? Do something with 8 years. Make it count.
Go get a
Make it
real
count.
guest. Go
Share
get
the
a real
both.
guest.
Been
Go
on
get
air for
somebody.
4 years.
All right, go
$28
get
million.
somebody that's real. Get somebody that's real. Do
I
something.
would.
Go to the phone and go to your cubicle and get somebody that's real.
I do.
Okay, good. Then do it.
At this point, Voss is holding his microphone that's already suspended in the air.
All right. Wait, you get a. You know what? This is a fucking radio show where we trash each other. If you're gonna walk in, that's what happens, stupid. Okay?
He just
I'm
trashed
sorry.
you, Rich.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
He just killed you. It was like a standing ovation.
Yeah, I think he understands that well.
Yeah.
And he did it really well.
He had a great exit and everything.
Wait,
It was,
here's Roland.
that was like a wrestling move. He was going to finish drinking.
It's delicious, though.
The energy drink closer was like a hack road move. It was like
That was good. It was like he was
I
doing
enjoyed
a little
it, though.
talk-up thing.
This
and
is
then,
very good, JBL.
Thank you. See?
Delicious. It did. I'm fine. I'm over it.
He's over it.
Everybody's getting it
Fantastic.
out today.
Rich, you know what?
What?
You might have got the best of Mike earlier, but Roland
He
just
did, but that, you know
destroyed
what Roland just did? That was
destroyed you.
That was built up anger over
I
months
told
for some
you
reason.
don't want to get on his bad side.
But that was some kind of
As I
built
went
up.
No, he's like that.
That was built up.
No, it wasn't
anger.
built up. He's just
No,
like that.
That just didn't happen from one
He's
statement.
mild-mannered.
That was built
Dude,
up. That was some other stuff,
Roland
man.
Roland took on fucking Master Poe, all right?
Roland
what?
is...
And
He's
all
an
you can
animal.
eat.
He's an animal.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit. You didn't say that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Your wife's so funny.
That's her. That's her.
Oh.
Yeah. Why don't you guys book another club act in Sizzler?
There you go. Stop while you're ahead. The encore's not working. My wife's very funny. She's had an HBO special. She's done Letterman twice.
Hey,
She's very funny.
I like her. She's funny. I know.
She's
If your
very
voice
funny.
is cracking, Rich, just lay off. It's all right.
Mike, you're taking
My
My
wife
voice isn't
is very
cracking.
funny.
You're going
Actually,
after my wife? She's not even here.
I know, but this is really delicious. So.
What is drank?
Mm.
And we are saying it right. It's called drank.
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 That drank pretty good. I like
your
drank.
voice cracking.
It drank pretty good. What's that other one? Mo.
Mo.
Cool.
I've done Kimmel.
Drank.
Oh, you just want
Oh, now he had it. Yeah, I've done Kimmel.
Yeah, but not again.
Really? I didn't try.
Oh.
I didn't try.
Holy shit. God damn Roland, man.
Spider.
Wow. Once is enough. That's all I needed.
Spider's
Once
gonna
is
get
enough.
shot. Voss is gonna pull out a fucking 22 in a second.
JBL, you enjoying this?
Make me think what the fuck I did over here.
You like
So
to
your
drink?
your wife's funny.
She's she's very funny. Great comic.
And a good mommy.
Yes.
How do you know?
Well,
I'm just saying, like, honestly, how do you know?
Well, you could tell. Yeah, what the fuck? How do you know?
Just saying. You don't know.
Yeah. She's a great comic. I'm a genius, but she's a good comic.
I understand that. See, my wife is, I'm a bit of an overachiever, too. She was on the cover of Fortune magazine this past week.
Oh.
Yes.
For what?
First financial analyst ever on the cover of Fortune magazine.
Wait, do we know
my
your wife?
Meredith Whitney.
How do we know her?
Oh, Roland's going, yep.
Is she on TV?
No, I just saw the cover at the newsstands.
Roland's on the cover of Get a Guest magazine this week.
Letter.
Wait, Rich, do you do comedy anymore?
No.
Are you involved in the comedy community at all?
Scrabble. I'm a Scrabble champion now.
He's the melatonin in the drink.
Wow, JBL, right on, man.
Damn.
Look at JBL's wife.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dumb. Beautiful, man.
I mean, she definitely looks familiar. I've seen her.
Yeah, I think we've seen her on TV, maybe.
She's been on Fox News.
Yep.
She's on CNBC recently with Maria Bartz. She doesn't do much TV anymore.
Why not?
Too busy.
Raising kids?
No, unfortunately not yet.
She's smart and attractive. See that?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
2 for 2.
She's having a great year. She's the first one that called the Citigroup debacle. She called it, actually got a bunch of death threats over it. They thought she was wrong, and turned out that she was dead right on it.
Who's giving your wife death threats? Jesus Christ.
Some guy gave her a death threat from his home computer.
Oh.
So they found the guy by the time it was sent.
Before you did.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. Imagine him knocking on your door. You sent my wife an email and just going to punch you in the fucking face.
She's getting death threats. Did you just keep her in the house kind of thing? I mean, what do you do in that situation? If someone
Not
gets
much you
death
can
threats?
do. I did stay in town that weekend instead of going out to work with the WWE.
Yeah.
It was she got several, but then it turned out that she was right about Citigroup. They ended up firing Chuck Prince, the CEO at the time, over what her report was, and then she became kind of the darling of Wall Street.
Wow.
Instead, they thought at first she was just trying to make a name for herself.
Right.
Wow.
And turned out she was
Like
right.
those people who outed the Enron folks.
She called the Enron scandal before it happened.
Did she really?
Yep, sure did.
Kreskin?
She's had a great year. She's had a great career, but this year has been phenomenal for her.
Great.
Wonderful.
What do
She's
you
actually in the 50 most powerful women in the world list.
She's probably funnier
Really?
than Voss.
Oh, Vossi.
It's not a high bar, but yeah.
Oh, damn. 1-2 punch. Me and JBL. We're going on the road.
Going on the road together.
They boo for me, they cheer for him. It's a good combo.
And look at Roland just left. He was like, yeah, I've had enough.
He had an
Is he that
amazing.
quick? Is he that? Does he get the,
I
is he that
told you
temper?
not to mess with
Dude,
him.
it's
you
in
did. You
him.
told me to mess with him.
Well, I told Rich not to mess with him as I was winking.
He is one of the most mild-mannered guys I've
But
ever
that was
seen.
some built-up,
No,
really built-up
we,
anger.
we learned that.
No,
all-
I've never done anything to him before.
Ah,
I'm
just
like,
him.
Ban up by 73.
Oh, really,
Demons
Jimmy?
does not. Demons does not have an A.
Oh, my God.
All right, so fucking challenge it.
No.
All right, put your glasses on to look smarter.
Oh,
That
my
was built up.
God.
Did he just snap? I mean,
We
I
learned
he
that
just
out of
say that?
nowhere one day.
He didn't just say it, but he couldn't be as stupid as to just have just
No.
said that.
to say what demons doesn't have an A.
Yeah.
I know it does.
It's
He's an idiot.
It's demeans.
Demeans, you fucking moron.
Oh. Whatever. But why? Like I never really did anything to that crazy fuck.
Up.
Just out of his mind.
He's
These
crazy.
letters suck my dick.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, like B-O-Y.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, that was a fucking good one.
Thank you, Gene.
Two A's, 2 I's. That's good. That's fun. Sure, that's easy. This fucking cunt gets the X, the W's.
Yeah, he is kicking your ass, and that is
No, I'm
embarrassing.
not.
God damn you.
Yeah. One N-E-E-D. I don't know what he's doing over there. But, wow, drank.
Why was he?
Comes in attractive packaging, and it mellows you out. You saw it worked on Roland. He came in here full of piss and vinegar, as they say, just spewing venom at Rich Voss. He had a little bit of drank, and he chilled right out.
It's delicious.
Back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
You doing all right, Roland?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's the score, Rich?
Did you go back and book a guest?
What's the score, Rich?
No.
That's the score, Rich. Enjoy.
And there goes the Scrabble board.
Did you win?
I can tell you.
That's all right.
Wait, I got my next word. You had an ED there. I was going to put EY over it for the triple word, so it would have been 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh, really?
times 3 is 24. That's my last vote.
If that was food, he'd have never done that.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh, no, you don't do that to Roland.
Yes.
That's, that's suicide.
He said if it was food, you wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I could lose weight, Rich, but you can't get funnier.
I can't.
Try that. Pray to your God that you killed or didn't kill.
You're right. I can't. It's 225 to 145.
You had my fucking.
No, the game's not.
225 to 145.
The game never got finished, so you don't win.
I'm saying where we
You don't win. It's unofficial, Rich.
Jimmy was on a roll.
It's an unofficial win. There's
What's
an
that?
asterisk.
24.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. You didn't play it.
I'm telling you honestly, there was an ED there. You left the triple word open like a dummy. I had
I know I did.
Erectile
I know.
dysfunction.
Okay, so how many more points you want for the game that you?
The 24. That's what my move was. I had an EY.
All right, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to give you another 70, not 24.
20, that's all I had. I had the EY, right?
But the game was canceled before your turn. What are we going to do?
Rich.
Just add the 20.
Hey, Rich. Hey, Rich. You know,
How many?
That's legitimate.
hey, Rich,
24.
remember earlier you were making fun of how I cried at one of Mitch Hedberg's ceremonies and not the other? I feel like that's karma. The Roland situation.
Yeah.
That's
It means
karma right
nothing
there.
to me. It means nothing to me. It's just some built-up anger that he has.
It's not. That's
It
just who he is.
No, you don't come in and get that crazy.
No, he does.
Over.
That's
over
his.
nothing.
It's not
no
just
one gets
crazy.
that
It was
You're not
really-
special,
it was
Rich.
Huh?
You're not special.
He's never
That's
done
how he
anything.
is.
To
Roland,
anybody else, has he done
you
that to
consider
anybody?
yourself
Yeah, he's
crazy?
crazy.
No, I don't, but when somebody pisses me off, I go from 0 to 1,000.
Yeah, and he's funny.
On
I
the
mean, if it
scale?
was not funny,
He beat up Eastside Dave.
Rich,
He went after Master Poe.
He went in, but what? It's built up. Has he gone after you guys like that?
Yeah, but you did call him fat.
I didn't
You
call
did.
him fat.
You
I
did
did not
too.
once say
You
he's
made
fat.
a treadmill comment. What
I
is that?
didn't
I mean, really, you did insult the guy.
Yep.
I
Listen
love
to me.
JBL.
I was sticking up for you and your dumb drink earlier.
No.
All right? I'll tell you something, senior tour wrestler. I was sticking up. Don't jump on his side. Are you crazy?
Why,
You
Rich?
fucking wrestle with a walker? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Wow.
Run, Rich, run.
Exactly.
Yeah, you wrestle with a walker, but yeah, he has a kid and 58 years old. God.
You know how
So you can bounce him on the walker. There you go,
what?
darling. When you take him to college, she'll drop you off the homeless at the hospice.
Do you know why I have
Oh,
a
she goes to
kid?
college. There's my dad. He's shit himself again. That's Pops, guys. Here you go, JBL. I got your back, dog.
Roland is killing.
Oh my God.
Oh, Rich.
Roland is tearing you to pieces.
He's out of his mind. He's out of control. It's his built-up anger.
No, it's called funny.
It's called-
It's funny. He's being funny.
Good jokes, an arsenal of good jokes.
You said you were going to bounce your kid on your rocker.
Yeah.
Probably what'll
Roland
happen.
said.
Yeah.
Probably what'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy just went crazy. It was so crazy.
Rich, you were going to tell a story about your daughter?
No, I wasn't. I'm
Oh,
just-
in
Earlier,
college.
like
She's
2
going to
hours
college.
ago.
Her first
no, I
day.
didn't have, no, I'm not saying anything about my daughter in college.
Oh,
I'm saying
boy.
last time I'm exhausted from taking my other
College.
daughter.
How quickly they grow.
Sweet 16 party.
Yeah.
A sweet 16?
Last night.
Am I invited? No? No party?
That's
Why? Why would you want to go see a girl that's too old for you? That made me happy.
Yeah. Well, I love Anthony. All right, what are we going to do now? We got to get JBL out of here?
Suck each other's dicks.
All right, he's having fun.
Did I say that out loud or think it?
Are people going to buy this drink at least?
Yes.
The drink is good.
Where is this available?
In his van.
Would you
help me with this case of drink?
We just signed a deal. We just signed a deal with Good Old Beverage here in the 5 boroughs, and so they're starting to distribute it all throughout New York City.
All right.
And you can buy it when Rich Voss does a restaurant tomorrow night at Denny's, at Shake Shack.